Welcome to the Smoke Break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio. This week, we are talking with somebody who I believe that we can learn something from, host and comedian on Shady Pines Radio, Emily June. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Zane.
Absolutely.
It's really good to be here.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it's a treat having you here. So every week we like to discuss mental health topics, and this week we are talking about getting back on the horse. And I'm not talking about heroin. I kicked the habit. All right. Hey, pew pew. It's your old pal Zane. Here with Malik Rayshawn.
What's poppin'?
Hey, there it is. I remembered to introduce everybody this week. I'm doing better. Hey, and I'm not as grumpy, so should be fun. Should be a lot of fun.
Day.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Besides the fire, it's
Hey,
great.
besides the fire, yeah. Well, I mean, just take a break from the smoke with the smoke break. Every Saturday, we're living in a hellscape. Getting back on the horse. That's something that I have a hard time doing. I think a lot of the reason why I move so much so quickly and for as long as I do is because I'm afraid that if I do stop, I won't be able to start again. And then when you do stop, you have to get yourself back into that motion. Like maybe it's one thing to maintain it, but it's another thing to restart.
But every time you stop, you then get a chance to start again.
Start again. Check out my EP on Spotify. Okay, this is a shameless plug.
I think the worst is the false start.
The false start.
Yeah, I have to deal with that. Like, I'll take a long break, and then, I went to the Haymaker, and I had a great set. Such a great set that this guy told me I was as good as a man, which is funny to me.
That's a huge compliment.
I know. So, he's like, you're really good, you're as good as a man. And, what's really funny is, I know I should be really mad about that, but my dad was, the most misogynistic man ever. And he died before I started doing comedy. So, in a way, I realized, I was like, Papa... You know what I mean? It was like a compliment my dad would have given me. Like, you're funny for a broad. And I was like, thanks, Daddy. And I was like, I have issues. Daddy issues. The false start. So I had a really, really good set. And then I got off stage and then I got asked to do growlers and I was really, really excited about it. So excited that I just said yes, forgetting that I had a wedding to go to that day. But I was like, oh, no big deal.
Were you getting married? Or
no. God, no.
All right. I'm just
it was
double
my
checking.
friends, and then I went there, and then the person who was going to give me a ride ended up not showing up, and then I thought, oh, no big deal, I'll just call a Lyft, and then I had a shitty Walmart phone, I missed the gig. When you start again, you have a good set, you're... I was on fire.
Yeah, let's go.
I went on the next, I was fuckable. Everybody wanted a piece of this. It was dope. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was so, jokes were just, flowing to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And, I couldn't sleep because I, was writing jokes and I was so inspired and I was excited to get out of bed in the morning and, all those feelings were there. Yeah. And then I missed the show.
Yeah.
And then So the problem is also when you take that long break and you're starting again and you're stoked, and then that I think is for me sucks, and it's something that's hard. So I have a few things lined up, a few shows lined up, and I'm trying to get myself back in there.
Yeah,
it's also beating yourself up because you're I fucked that up, or
I took that up. No one will ever forgive me. It's all over.
Yeah, I don't know. What's been your experience with that, Zane?
I guess just starting again, I've taken a break from music and comedy, and podcasting is the only thing I've been doing. And I recently tried to quit one of my shows and was not allowed to. So I actually also quit another writing gig for a TV show type thing.
So this is the most consistent thing for you.
Yeah, the
So
smoke
this
break.
is like your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is me and the smoke break. We're going steady for 55 episodes. But yeah, it's definitely it's a difficult thing. Like quitting things, that's easy. Oh, you can do that just anytime. It's energizing. But it's restarting them. Because there's times where like I want to write music. There's times that I want to go to open mics. There's times that I want to I had a performance where I was supposed to do music and comedy. It was for a recovery gig. It was literally the gig that I've been waiting for, that like I've been working for, and I did not want to be there.
Yeah.
And it was like the weirdest feeling, because it was just like, this should be something I'm excited about, but because I was so exhausted, I was just like, I don't even, just please don't make me do it. So yeah, I guess it's restarting is a really difficult thing, or just even getting started, just in the sense that like I feel like once you have momentum, it's easy to keep going, but like once you've lost it, it's hard to like regain.
It is.
What about you, Malik? What's been your experience with starting, stopping?
Well, I definitely relate to what you said, kind of like as soon as you stop, it's kind of harder to start. But my thing is, and I think I had probably mentioned this in a previous episode, but I tend to have super strong starts, and then after like a month, I'll sort of burn out. But then it's the process of me kind of bouncing back from that. It's just a lot of time of me sitting in my space and just kind of pondering and thinking like, what is it that is making me feel defeated? How do I take my power back from that thing? And is it something that is as powerful as I'm allowing it to be? So a lot of times I just have to take a step back and reevaluate and try to figure out like what's at the root of this fall off, I guess. What caused me to be in this space that I'm in now?
Yeah.
Where do I want to be? How do I get there?
Yeah. So it's kind of like taking that time to yourself to just kind of like analyze, like, okay, like, why am I feeling this way? That's something that I feel like we've been talking about like on the last couple episodes, is just really just taking that time away to like analyze, like, why am I feeling this way? Because it's natural to like feel something and just be like, I feel this, I'm angry, fuck it. Like, it's easy to just jump into that emotion, but it's a lot harder to like sit with that emotion, allow yourself to feel it, and analyze why you're feeling it.
Yeah, there's also, I talked to my therapist about this, also the idea of resetting, not just restarting, but resetting. So doing whatever it is that resets, whether that's doing a comedy show or whether that's like just riding your bike to the top of Mount Tabor and like bombing down, which is what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's like the reset. You know, you have to calm your nerves first and then do something that brings you just joy for the sake of joy.
Yeah.
And what you said, sometimes it's just easier to do what you're excited about too. Like I'm the same. Like I do music. I was in a band, and I played music for like 9 years before I started doing comedy. So it's whatever you're like fired up about in the moment.
Yeah.
But it is hard with obligations because you're like, well, I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it doesn't matter. And that's like it almost like a thing that like is hard to explain to people, is people are like, oh, you're doing all this stuff, you're living your dream. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just as miserable, baby.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever heard of like human design, which is a subject for a different time, but like it's like kind of like similar to astrology. It's something I just figured out. But apparently there's this thing called there's like 4 different types, and like one's like a manifestor, like a generating manifestor, and they're like people who just get excited about whatever they're excited about at the moment, and they'll have like 5,000 different interests.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the link on that because it sounds like something you could look into.
Please send me that link. We'll post it in the smoke break chat. But yeah. So I mean, what I guess is some things that you use to like reset and get yourself back mentally into a space where you can re-enter a space.
Well, first I like take a hot bath or water, and then I will bike to the very top of Mount Tabor, normally at night because there's no one else there.
Sure.
And I'll play lately I've been playing like Bombay disco, which is Indian disco and Hindu disco from like 1973.
Okay.
And then I'll bomb down the hill with like my rainbow lights on my bike by myself.
That sounds pretty, reinvigorating.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And the bike ride up there is super epic, and I'm just now able to ride my bike again. So it's like, it feels pretty good. So I get all the way to the top, do some push-ups or whatever, and then I bike down.
Your own Rocky.
Yeah, I give the hooligans that are hanging out with some lip. There was this kid, he was like hanging out. He's like, hey, sell me your bike. I'm like, no, this is my boyfriend. He's like, what? And I was like, I masturbate with his bike bike every night. You can't have it. I love this bike.
I also masturbate with my mic every night.
Yeah, this bike too. I love it. And then I was riding out of there after I went to the top, and he was like, "Hey, are you that lady that masturbates to her bike?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I am."
And that's how I developed a. That's. Well, I'm glad that you are exercising. I feel like
That's how I reset.
exercising is important.
I get to the top, and then I give some young hooligans some sass.
Hey,
So.
there you go. No, it sounds like it's exactly what you needed in that moment. Malik, what about you? What helps you kind of like reset and just re-enter a space? You can't say masturbating with a bike. Fuck. Yeah. Stole my answer.
You know me so well.
Yeah, I do.
Music.
I
feel like that's my answer for everything.
It is, but that's okay. It's a good answer.
I mean, you'll get to know me as a host over time. 87% of my answers involve music somehow. I wish that weren't the case, but that's just me. So y'all gonna have to deal with it.
Y'all gonna have to deal with it.
But
so
yeah,
how does music help you with that?
Giving me a space to just perceive and to not necessarily partake, if that makes sense. I feel like when we're partaking in the experience, it can be overwhelming, at least for me. And so when I, again, take a step back, specifically into the studio and I'm making a beat or I'm recording a verse or whatever, I'm able to perceive my state rather than partaking in my state. And I guess you could say like I am partaking in it just by expressing in it, but to express it from like an observer's perspective, as someone who's like, this is the story that I'm telling with this piece of art, versus like, oh fuck, this is how I'm feeling right now, and like these are all the things on my mind, and I'm stressed and I'm depressed and all that. It's like, it just comes into that space.
So it kind of puts some distance in between you and the emotions, and allows you to just kind of, like just write about it from that perspective.
Yeah, but there's normally at least a full day of me not being able to get out of bed and feeling like I want to blow my brains out, so I have to get over that initial hurdle.
That's necessary.
It's the beginning of the day, blow your brains out hurdle.
I realized later that wasn't normal, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on who you're hanging out with. Define normal, because the people that I hang out with would be like, that's how you wake up. You get past that, and then you go into the day.
I love comics because they understand the sadness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's those normies I don't trust.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. No, I don't know. I guess for me, as far as like trying to get, I just spent like literally this last week just laying in bed, just existing. I haven't done that in forever. It's literally like, okay, so like I have to work on this song. I've got to like post this clip. I've got to chop it up. I've got to go over the interview. I've got to name the episode. It's like there's always something to do, and because there's always something to do, there's never any time to relax. So I literally just took a week where I just sat in my bed, scrolled through TikTok, and was just like,
scrolling through TikTok is awesome. I was telling my friend, I was like laying in bed and watching YouTube. She's like, yeah, but it's like you laying in bed watching YouTube, TikTok, like it's depressing. I'm like, no, it's awesome. My God, have you ever laid in bed and just watched endless hours of video? Oh, I love it, especially in the comfy bed. And it's like, in the wintertime, it's all warm and shit. It's like I go to work just so I can come back home and lay down and watch TikTok videos. That shit's awesome. I refuse to be ashamed about it, all right?
See, I'm one of those people with TikTok where I feel like I'm too old for that shit. I'm going to just save it for the kids. But
you don't know about Witch Talk, all right? It's pretty dope.
I've peeped that. It is dope. See, I'm not going to mess with TikTok, but I will 100% spend 2 hours straight watching TikTok videos on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go. You're the worst kind of person.
We all have our vices. I'm
a fucking poser.
Some people smoke weed, some people drink beer, some people watch YouTube, some people it's TikTok,
some people masturbate with bikes.
Some people masturbate with bikes and name them.
To each their own.
To each their own.
To each their own. So I mean, I guess like and the thing about like TikTok too is like sometimes there could be like an inspirational thing where I'm like, I'm fucking helping my mood, but most of the time it's just like, you want to watch somebody fall off a ladder, and I'm like, yes, I do.
It's tarot cards, and all like your life is gonna get awesome, and everyone loves you, and I'm like, thank you.
You don't know how much I needed to hear all of that.
It feels so good.
The Pitbull puppy
hits.
videos for me. Pitbull puppies, but I will watch Pitbull puppies all
day.
Oh,
That's your healing space.
They're so cute.
Cats.
Pitbull puppies and kitties. Oh my!
I'm allergic to cats, but I love cats. It's like a forbidden fruit for me.
It's like watermelon. I love it, but I'm allergic.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
Love some of those cat bits. I want to pet you and kill me.
All right, dope. Well, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the Smoke Break. We're here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio.
Wednesday evenings at 9 p.m. Come explore the spaces between friends. DJ 1017 takes you into a universe unlike any other. From Pink Floyd to the Flaming Lips and anything else interstellar. The spaces between friends with DJ 1017. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Come explore with us here on Shady Pines Radio.
Welcome back to the Smoke Break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio. I'm your host, your old pal Zane, here with Malik Rayshawn.
What's poppin'?
And Emily June.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome. So I had heard it referred to last night as cuffing season. I had never heard that before. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I was just like, are the police out? Like, what is this? Is this a bad thing? But apparently it's the time that people couple up.
Yeah, we're getting to that time. And
Getting that time when it gets cold and everyone's like, I don't want to shiver by myself.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. This is so funny.
Yeah.
It's every time there's cuffing season, it's like a gym class all over again, and everybody picks.
Yeah.
And I don't get picked.
Yeah.
Because I'm too short and nobody wants me on their team.
I look good, but I'm bad at sports, so I'm kind of standing there too.
Then you're like, whatever, I kind of like this. And then you're just, because you realize that, balls in the air have a tendency to hit you right in the head anyway. So you're kind of better off.
Yeah, honestly. No, I appreciate that. That's a really good perspective. So yeah, being single, it can be a difficult thing, but it can also be a very freeing thing.
Yeah, I've been single for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been single for 3 years. I've been actually celibate for most of that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, no cuddles, like,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Damn, no cuddles.
No cuddles, no pets.
Even Malik and I cuddle.
I don't
Right.
no pets, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been,
It's been.
yeah, like I normally have sex like once a year during mating season, and it's a terrible experience that normally scars me in some way.
Dancing.
And then I don't do it again for like another year, and then eventually I give in, and then I'm like, oh, well, that was not good, and then I go, yeah, that's pretty. But here's the thing: it's like I've been single for 3 years, and I finally there's some sort of switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the last couple of years, I've doing kind of like femcel comedy, where it's like I can't, like, all my jokes were like, I can't go past the third date without making a guy's dick stop, blah, blah, blah. And, like, there's a switch that happened finally after enough time by myself and facing the depths of loneliness that I've faced, especially, like, knee surgery in my apartment alone and all that.
Sure.
I actually really like being single.
Yeah.
And what happens when you really, really like being single and you don't know if you want that to change ever?
Mm-hmm.
Then people start to be interested again. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah. No, I definitely, I've noticed that it's kind of like, do you ever play Grand Theft Auto?
Yes.
Okay, so like in Grand Theft Auto, like if you're looking for a car, you will never find that car. But the second that you find that car, a million of that same car will pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's usually when you stopped looking for that car. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing with like partners where you're just like, you know what? I'm done looking. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah, and
start
what's
popping up
really
all
funny
over.
is I really don't know if I do. Like, I like sleeping alone. I'm used to it. Like, I
have
don't
a
know.
whole bed to yourself.
I don't know if I ever really want any of that to change, if I'm being honest. Like, I've come to really, really enjoy it.
Sure.
I like to focus on my projects. And I tell you what, when I did have that false start and I was super excited about that comedy show that I was doing, it was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And like you smiling about it, like the last bit you did or a new bit you have is like 10 times better than any emoji text you'll get from someone else. Like it's the best feeling on earth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that, just spending enough time being single, you realize that like a lot of those things you were looking for in other people are things that you can create yourself, where it's just like, if you're feeling, lonely, then like go hang out with friends. You don't have to like tie yourself down to somebody and like create this complex, like, wait, you're going out on Friday night? You always go out on Friday. It's like there's a dynamic that doesn't necessarily need to be created, but because we think that like this is the only place I can get this from, the only place I can get somebody to listen to me from is from a partner. The only way I can get physical contact, like a touch, like a hug or a touch, is from a partner. It's just like, no, you can hug your homies. Hug your homies.
Yeah.
Stay single.
Or you can just face that dark hole and just feel that loneliness and like just go through, get fucking through it.
Yeah.
Well, it's important to feel.
And transmute it somehow.
Yeah. I think a lot of times we want there to be an illusion that we're not alone. And I mean, like emotionally, we're oftentimes not alone. But I think physically, like realistically, we do spend a lot of time alone. We have to spend a lot of time alone. So I think it's good for us to be comfortable with that and to embrace that and really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's really funny. I was trying to explain that to my friend. I was like, yeah, like once blah blah blah. I don't know, really like being single. She's like, yeah, and like that's what attracts men. I'm like, that's not really.
I was not putting this out into the universe to create that.
This is just an act. This is just, no. I'm like, I've gone through 3 years of like soul crushing, fucking like hell, dude. I wanted to like commit suicide, start doing fucking stand up comedy. Like you know, there's like no, like that's not the point, bro.
I didn't
calling her a bro, but you know what I mean.
She was a bro in that moment. That's what men like. So
I'm like, and you know what's funny? You know what's ironic is like, so that whole night, like she was kind of like hitting on every dude there, and I was just like enjoying my friends and being, and like the hottest dude there that I've had a crush on forever and who I used to be like semi-obsessed with back in the day. Maybe jerked off to him a few times, daydreamed about him, daydreamed on the bus.
On or off of it was on the bus.
No, I didn't jerk off on the bus, but I did imagine sexy scenarios on the bus that I jerked to later. But
okay, just save it for the bike.
I called him my daydream boyfriend. Anyway, I used to have those. I try not to have those anymore. But yeah, he was like one of the hottest guys there, and she was like flirting with every dude, and he actually asked me, he's like, do you want to go cuddle like platonically? And I haven't been held in forever. I was actually afraid to, because I was like, I might cry.
Yeah. I'm not ready to cry on you right now.
But then I went to the bathroom, I came back, and she was all over him like a cat in heat.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay. And then he looked at me, he's like, you want to go? I'm like, yeah. And this is after I talked to her, and she literally saw me leave with the hottest guy there to go cuddle. I'm like, yeah, bitch.
Damn.
She's like, and she probably thought, oh yeah, she just did that to get a man. I'm like, no. But
she's like, yo, I told you it worked.
well, it's because happiness and independence is attractive.
Yeah.
And so but the main thing is to be happy. And then the rest is just attractiveness to that. And then honestly, I've started calling comedy my boyfriend. And when I'm really fired up about comedy, honestly, like any fucking even potential romantic interest honestly comes second to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there was this one time, like after that show, I accompanied my friends because they were playing in Hood River, and it didn't occur to me that the leader of the band had a crush on me, and that's why he invited me. When you're single for a long time, these things, don't think about it. It's like, what? Oh, you like my boobs? Oh, God. No, I was kidding. You like my bouncies? I had no idea. Anyway, it just goes over your head, and then like he was staring at me, and then I thought about this new bit about getting older, like it just rushed into my brain.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, new idea.
Yeah.
And like he was staring at me, it's like, dude, you're hot, but this bit,
I've got to write this down
fucking hotter.
Right now.
And I kept going in and like writing my bits, not giving a fuck about anybody there. And because I was more passionate about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And that makes you attractive. It's not even just like, it's just like that just gives you an attractive energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think like, just like, I guess being able to have like your own thing, like that independence is extremely attractive, because it's just like if I were to be in another relationship, it would have to be with somebody who's very independent and was like fine with me doing my own thing.
Exactly.
It's like I can't do like there's a certain amount of attention that a cat likes and a certain amount of attention that other animals that wait for you to get home, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I want to hang out with you, but like cats are like, hey, what's up? And you're like, cool.
I need a cat relationship.
I'm a cat person. I will say that.
I can't have someone that gets mad if they don't get a good night text. Like I can't. No.
Yeah. I can't have you waiting for me to get home. Just like, no, I just don't exist until you're here. It's like,
no.
I've had relationships where our relationship is the best part of their life, and that's scary. Like it's
this isn't even going that well.
no, not at all. It's kind of flattering, but it's also like you're not my first priority.
Yeah.
You're never going to be my first
Well,
priority. So
yeah.
you're just asking to be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
With your
It's
mindset.
also energetic. Like when you have so much stuff like going in your direction, like magnets. Like
Check out the video podcast to find out what happened.
I just had a moment.
Holy crap, our ratings are skyrocketing.
I got water all over my bouncy. I should have brought this in. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Send help.
Send help.
Oh yeah, when you have a certain amount of energy
Yeah.
coming your way, it's just it kind of pushes you back. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of get pushed back by it because it's just too much. It's like
Yeah, no, well, no, I definitely know what you mean, like, just kind of, like, being overwhelmed, where it's, like, I need people to match energy, as opposed to, you know, like, and that's why a lot of the reason why I enjoy being single is because it's, like, trying to find somebody to match that energy, it's, like, I don't know, it's inconsistent sometimes, where it's, like, either they care too much, I care too much, and I'm like, I'd rather not care at all.
I haven't
Rather not care at all.
I haven't been on dating apps in a long time either. Actually, the last time I was on a dating app was the last time the smoke rolled in the city, and I got banned from Tinder for looking for a clean air daddy.
A clean air daddy.
Because I didn't have an air filter, and I was
got
like,
banned for that?
yeah, and I was like, I think so, because like, yeah, I was living in an attic with no, like, it didn't have any insulation, so, and I have asthma, so I was like struggling to breathe, and I was like, damn, dude, I need to find someone with an air filter. I was like looking for a clean air daddy. Someone sent me a picture of a fan with a filter taped to it. I'm like, not good enough, bro.
Just put, like, a cigarette
Maybe he
butt on
reported me, I don't know, but I got banned. But like, actually, after that, I never went back, and just because I think everyone on a dating app is looking for something outside of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to, I think the best partners are the ones who literally can accept going through life alone. Because I honestly have accepted that. I'm like, okay, I've like, if this is the way it is, and I've accepted that, and I put enough trust and faith in the universe that if I'm meant to be with someone, then I will be. You know, and I just work on myself, and I just accept that is I look into the darkness of being alone forever, and I accepted it. And I tell you what is the most empowering thing to be.
Yeah.
It is so fucking empowering.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think they make people like that are the best partners.
Yeah, well, I mean, somebody who wants to be in a relationship as opposed to somebody who needs to be in a relationship are like two different things. You know, it's like if you are complete by yourself and I am bringing to you more, then like we can both benefit. But if you're missing something and I don't show up in a way you need me to, now you're missing something. You look like you're about to bust up laugh.
I'm just still thinking about pouring water down my shirt.
Like, I'm trying to have as serious of a conversation while soaking wet as I can.
It'll
No,
take
I'm
some
good.
time.
But
See, it's interesting. I actually hate being single.
Yeah.
I won't say I hate being single. I'll just say I really love to have intimate companionship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that, like, a lot of people will be, and I've been guilty of this in the past, of course. A lot of people want to be in a relationship, but they are finding themselves in a relationship with someone that's like not really good for them. But they crave that companionship so much. And so I'm in a space now, and I'm actually in a relationship, but I'm in a space where I kind of value the companionship just as much, but I also value myself and my peace, and like being respected, that I'm not going to allow anyone to be connected with me in that way that's not like super freaking awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was in a 4-year live-in relationship before I got single 3 years ago, and it took a lot for me to leave that.
Yeah.
So I completely understand as long as you have that. I bet a lot of people will. Like they get into these, especially a lot of women will, men too, but women will get into quote unquote situationships and where they clearly are not okay with it being casual.
Yeah.
But they'll say they are.
Yeah.
And then it'll come out in all sorts of cringy ways.
Why aren't we dating?
Or
Why isn't it Facebook official?
I've seen some cringy, the Kraken of cringe behavior I've seen. Like posting somebody's dog on social media. Remembering better times.
Yikes. But yeah, I mean, I think with being single, it's definitely something that, it's something that should be embraced and not so much shamed, because I feel like a lot more often there's situations where you're just like, no, I'm not complete because I don't have the life that they have on the movies or whatever. It's like I don't know what has created this need and desire to feel like you have to be in a relationship.
Oh, it got me in so much trouble.
It's media.
A lot of people talk about pretty privilege, and I was hot as fuck when I was younger. I tell you what, there's nothing more dangerous than pretty privilege when you come from an abusive childhood and you have low self-esteem. Because man, I got into these shitty abusive relationships when I was in my early 20s, and also because I just had to have a man. Like I got married right out of high school because the idea of leaving Michigan and like leaving my abusive home that I was in, couldn't do that without a man. Like I just like the idea of you had to have somebody.
Yeah.
And so I spent the earlier years of my life in like somewhat toxic
relationships,
codependent relationships, because I didn't. The thought of, I can be my own.
Yeah, you could be unhappy by yourself. You know that, right?
Yeah, and so it was just. I get so mad at that because you think you're just like no, I have to have somebody.
Yeah, that's what
and
everyone
that's
keeps telling me.
the most miserable mindset to fucking have. It's the most miserable mindset to have.
Yeah, absolutely,
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ.
All right, cool. So we're gonna take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the smoke break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio.
Hey.
Patches, come here, boy. I love Patches, and that's why I love Patch Dog.
Hey, Dad, were you calling me?
No, I was calling the dog Patches.
Yes, Father?
Oh, not you, honey. Patch Dog makes custom iron-on embroidery patches. I can give them my design, and in a couple weeks, I've got custom patches. They can be of my daughter Patches, my son Patches Jr., or even my dog Patches.
Yes, dear.
No, that's Patches, my wife. I'm just making a commercial. And because Patch Dog loves you so much, use the code SPR10 for a 10% discount.
Yay.
And you know they've got that free domestic shipping. For more information, check out patch.dog and fall in love with patches like me.
Did you
Yes,
call me?
dear.
No, I'm making a commercial for Patch Dog. Patch Dog.
And welcome back to the Smoke Break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio. You can also catch us on Facebook Live every Saturday if we do it on time. This week,
That's a big ass if.
that's a big ass if. I'm your host, Joel Pal Zane, here with Malik Rayshawn,
What's poppin'?
and comedian and host of Shady Pines Radio's show. What is it? The Northwest
Comedy Hour.
Yes. Check it out. What time is that on?
It's on 1:00 every Tuesday. My
Yep.
name's Emily June.
Yep. There it is.
My mom's name is April May.
Whoa.
Just throwing that out there.
Is it really? Or are you giving me a lame ass joke right now?
No, dead ass.
This sounds like a Zane joke, actually. Yeah.
No, dead ass. Her name is, her first name's April, middle name May, and she was born in June.
Shit.
Fucking crazy.
Jesus.
Synchronicity.
Woo! Speaking of synchronicity, we are going to do the joke break, and every week we ask a question from the game. Let's get real, bro. And this week's question is, what do you think drives me in life?
Zane drives me to the smoke break.
To the smoke break and home from the smoke break. What do you think drives me in life?
Wait, so
I think we're answering it about me. And we'll just go around the circle for people that we can guess. We can try it. Or we can just say what drives.
Wait, we're going to guess what drives you in life?
Sure, why not? What do you think drives me in life? What do you think?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a big question.
Ham sandwiches.
Ham sandwiches, number one. But number two, what do you think number two is?
Oh, God damn it. Deep connection.
Deep connection. Okay. Sure.
But like the real kind.
Yeah,
But like, but not like romantic. Like the kind I can't explain it.
Yeah, just like connecting with people, like just feeling like there's like a shared, thought, a shared idea, a shared moment. Just
Yes.
yeah. Wow, that's fucking A. Well, she won. I don't even answer, Malik. Nobody cares what you think or if you've known me longer. Fuck off.
What drives Zane? I feel like there's so many different ways to look at it, because I think you could look at drive as what's pushing you forward, or it could even be like, what are you driving away from? So I feel as if you are driving toward deep connection in a meaningful way, and I'll say doing it through your many creative gifts. And just people skills in general, being able to like have a conversation with someone, make them feel valued, whatever. And then I would also say driving away from just like not being heard, not being understood, maybe not seeing and hearing and understanding yourself fully. And also just knowing, you've been through some shit throughout your life. And I think that for you, it's really important to drive in the direction of some type of something healthy, of something productive, of something that can inspire people. Yeah.
Well, good ass answer. Good ass answers, everybody. All right, I'm going to go around and I'm going to say what I think drives you. What I think. Who knows if I'm right? Who knows when I'm right? All right, Emily June, what do I think drives you?
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
I think what drives you is, I think you've told me a little bit about your story about, the circumstances under which you started comedy. And I think just in a lot of the same ways, like connection's something that's like important to you. I think that, that's when you come from like such a dark place and you go into a space where you're trying to make people happier, it usually comes from a space of like not feeling like you got that yourself. And, or when you did get that, you got it from the thing. You got it from music. You got it from comedy. Like I was having a bad day and I watched this special, saved my life. I was having a bad day, listened to this song, saved my life. I want to give that back. So I mean, that's the vibe I get from you, is just, a lot of your jokes are personal, and they're talking about, like situations that you've had, things that you found awkward or funny, or, just a lot of the things, the content that I see you put out there, just kind of, to me, says the thing that's driving you is just, just connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you agree, or am I just so far off?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think drives you?
The next experience.
The next experience. Okay.
Yeah, the next thing. Like
The
right
next
now,
thing.
I'm kind of bummed out, but I know that I'm just waiting for the next wave.
Sure.
So the next wave is what keeps me going.
Okay. Yeah. So it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, but you weren't wrong. Like that does
Yeah.
motivate me too.
But I mean, the next thing is definitely something that, like, in a similar way, is what motivates me, where it's just like, okay, cool, like I'm getting this done, but after that I have to do this, and after that I have to do this, and having something. That's why I always ask the question, what are you excited for? Because it's like, what are you
but
looking
it's also
forward
the
to?
experience, like high after a show, or just something cool you get invited to, and then you find
absolutely.
yourself like on a boat or something weird, or you found yourself at some weird after party at a warehouse with circus people. Or sometimes you really never
that thing that be happening all the time.
Sometimes you never really know where the day is going to take you. Like, I have woken up some days and ended up in a place where I was like, wow, how did I get here with all these weird people? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just went on a bike ride and now I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's like the next cool I know it, and so you just have to hold on, and whether you make that for yourself by doing a comedy show or whatever, you just or whether you just get randomly invited to your friend's band in Hood River because you made it on your bike in time, like to the last song of their band played, and they invite you to come with them, and you have a cool, fun time there. Just, whatever happens, man.
Yeah, all right.
That's what it is.
I dig it.
Can I guess what keeps you going?
Sure.
Right.
Okay, I think what keeps you going,
Drives you.
what drives you,
Wrong. I don't drive.
is peace.
Ooh.
Inner peace, man. I think I think everything you do is for your own sense of peace, because that's what I think. Yeah.
Wow, that was pretty fucking spot on.
Yeah, it's like I read tarot cards or something.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I was just like, I don't know, music.
Well, that would have also been right.
Would have also been correct. Would not have been as correct.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a really good observation.
I'm psychic as fuck.
Psychic as fuck.
It's definitely peace in understanding that like my peace is entangled in helping attain
Everyone
that.
else's chaos.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. My peace is entangled in helping other people also find some sense of that. So
Yeah,
for sure.
that and mushroom burritos.
Mushroom burrito.
Like psilocybin mushroom burritos.
Oh, yeah, those, but also just regular kind. Or
That'd be an intense ass burrito.
oh man,
That burrito eats you.
some tacos.
So peace, yeah, no, I think that, peace is definitely something that motivates you. I think the thing that I would have said that I think drives you is just a desire to continue to create. I can tell like whether you're making videos on YouTube, whether you're making music, whether you're doing the podcast, whether you're doing like little talks and stuff like that. Like everything that I can see from you is just it's a creative output, and just being able to put out your ideas in any format that you can, whether it's like, hey, I figured out how to make beats. This is what I want to share with you. Or this is a cool idea I had. Maybe this might stick with you. It's just always creating. I think that's a really cool thing that you do.
24/7, man.
24
freaking 7.
What do you think drives you?
What do I think drives me? I would say it really kind of fluctuates on the timing of my life and what I have going on in that moment. But I think the consistent driving force, it's always wanting to make my mark in the culture, wanting to be a part of something that helped me discover so much of who I am, and wanting to sort of leave something behind, I guess, for people to look at and learn from and feel inspired by and feel empowered by, and to know they're not alone, which I know is your thing too. So yeah, I would just say, like, to sum it all up, just what drives me is making my mark, like spending my time wisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. No, it's super dope. All right. Comedically, what drives you? It's like just
man,
the
I tell you
shit.
what, the oohs.
Ooh.
I love it when the audience goes ooh. I love it so much. I like it better than the laughter. I love it so much. There was this thing at the Helium Open Mic. I have this joke, like you get to a certain age and you stop taking birth control to kind of stack the deck in your favor. Maybe you pull out, maybe you won't. Wormhole of opportunity down there. And I added a Roe v. Wade bit at the end because I kind of had to, and I was just like, I see a lot of nervous gentlemen in the audience. That's why you keep it wrapped up. She might keep it even if the state is blue, and everyone went, and then
yes.
And then like that
Bastard.
was fun. And then after that, I got to be like, listen, I've had two abortions, both of them real lifesavers. Let me tell you, and everybody like, oh, and then the laughter, but like the oohs,
Yeah.
when that ooh beat before you can make them laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I appreciate groans.
I love the oohs.
Groans for me where I tell a pun and there's like, oh my god, I want to fucking laugh at this. That's what makes me whole.
Yeah, or turning the sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Or turning the last thing you went through and making it into a joke, and then it being funny, and then you coming out the other side of it, like transmuting it.
Yeah.
Like when last time I got laid, which was 6 months ago, and it turned out to be a terrible experience, and and it was terrible to me, and then like a week later he was like, oh, I didn't mean to be that way at all, and I bought it and I slept with him a second time and I felt terrible about it, and then like I thought that he had maybe given me an STD.
Oh no.
And then I wrote him, I was like, hey man, can we keep in contact till I get tested? He was like, you're crazy, Emily, I'm blocking your number. And then I spent a week staring at this ingrown hole next to my like butthole, like this ingrown hair, ingrown hair, and like
Grew another hole. I would definitely get that checked out.
and like I've never looked at my butthole so much, which it found, by the way, looks fantastic. And then I go to the Planned Parenthood and I found out it was a yeast infection.
Oh, okay.
But then I was able to turn that into this hilarious joke about like going back for the second round of bad dick and like, being like your vagina's hungry, gas station burrito, blah blah. I was able to turn it into this really funny bit. And like, dude, when I did that bit and like got everybody laughing to it, dude, that was the best feeling.
Yeah. Well, it's because before that it was just a painful experience that you're just kind of like, man, this sucks, and I feel alone in this. And then like once you can create like some sort of art out of it, it's like, okay, this is.
I got my power back.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a really good way of putting it. Is like comedy allows you to have your power back.
That is something that music I found can't really do the same way that comedy can, because comedy is more raw. Like music is more vague. But comedy is like you got to be vulnerable and raw.
Thing.
This is what happened.
Yeah,
I thought I didn't like you see it. Like I've seen comics like get up there and talk about their herpes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a way for you really to just get up there and like or talk about like
music.
Whatever,
you would be like, I have this itch, and
or whatever psychological psychological disorders. You can take whatever it is that you feel the most shame or whatever around and get up there and talk about it, and it's like the most empowering fucking thing in the universe.
Absolutely.
It's really just owning who you are and owning what happened and
Your
not letting it own you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is something comedy does the best for me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucking love comedy for that, and forever I will be forever sucking comedy's dick for that. That is, I love. That's why comedy will always be my number one.
That's my comedy's my dude. All right, Dub, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we will be right back with the Smoke Break. We're here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio.
We captured the taste and sound, only here on Open Country. Sundays, noon to 1 with your host, Anti-Vandal. Folk music with Anti-Vandal. We captured the taste and sound on this Open Country, noon to 1, Sundays, with your host, Anti-Vandal. Here on Shady Pines Radio.
Tell them.
Welcome back to the Smoke Break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio. I am your host, your old pal Zane, here with Malik Rayshawn.
What's poppin'?
And Emily June.
Hi.
Hey, yo! I just wanted to shout out to Reese in the chat. Thank you for dropping my EP. Go check that out. Go check it out. I need to make more music. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. This is my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite question to ask people because I just genuinely like to see what they get excited about. So I'm going to ask the question: what are you excited for, Emily June?
I got invited to be on a Funny Jazz Talk.
Oh, snap. That's super dope.
I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to start recording shows with my Q8N Zoom camera.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So you got your equipment for your podcast?
I was supposed to record Butter last night, and then I figured out that I had the wrong cord, but then Reese helped me figure out how to get the right cord. So it's happening.
Yeah.
I ordered different stuff, and it should be good soon.
Yeah. So you're getting stuff to start recording people's like at shows, so that way
I'm
you
going to
can
start recording shows and then playing them on Shady Pines.
Nice.
I'm very excited.
That's super dope.
Yeah, and then people will have nice little video recordings of their stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's super cool. So you do the Northwest Comedy Hour, correct? That's the name of it.
Yeah.
I'm titling that properly. I was on that show with Poor Boy.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
It's a humble little show. It's just in my little apartment.
Yeah.
It's there's camping chairs. It's a little homegrown setup.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you should have seen us sitting around a tiny. It was a table. It was on the ground. Nobody even had chairs. You had camping chairs.
Nope.
We didn't have chairs.
We had pillows.
though. It was a very, very humble setup, and
sparkling water.
We did have sparkling water. That's the only difference between now and then.
And a bathroom.
Yeah,
Small details.
when you said compost toilet, I was like looking around. I'm like, oh, I understand. I was like, I did thought it might have been somewhere. I just couldn't find it. I was like, I'm just gonna go pee behind this truck because I don't know what he's talking about.
Shout out to the compost toilet. If we don't get a piece of merch dedicated to that compost toilet,
absolutely,
that's a miss.
We'll have mugs. So you do the Northwest Comedy Hour. You're starting to build it up a little bit. You're starting to have some really cool comedians on there.
Yeah, I got number 65 on Mixcloud. I don't know what that means, but I was excited about it.
Number 65 on
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I'm gonna be doing Funny Jazz Talk, and Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to do Funny Jazz Talk because you get to go up there with the band behind you and they play stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Funhouse Lounge.
Nice.
I haven't done comedy at Funhouse Lounge.
Okay, yeah, no, that'll be dope. It's a cool spot for comedy. It definitely is.
Yeah, I'm excited.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So you got that to look forward to.
Oh yeah, I'm also doing the Vaha Variety Show this month, which you're on.
The what? I'm on what?
You're on what? Yeah, September 18th. You're on the thing.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Zane's on
You
the
can
show.
back out. It's not a big deal.
I almost missed it.
You can back out. It's not a big deal. It's the fundraiser I'm doing for for the nation the National Network of Abortion Funds, which provides funding to women to travel to get abortions, plus child care and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. But it actually provides funding to women who live in more restricted states.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think it's great too.
Yeah, it's really great.
You should always give money to Planned Parenthood because Planned Parenthood's great to give money to. However, this money will be going directly to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Because there aren't, like, I used to live in the panhandle of Florida, and it was like a hour-and-a-half drive to and there was one Planned Parenthood in the whole panhandle, and like
the panhandle.
And it was and you got there and there was protests, like it is not easy to get to if there is a Planned Parenthood, like there's one for several counties. It's not the same. So for them to provide this funding for women,
to like maybe like travel to get there,
they get on an airplane, get out of state.
Yeah.
My cousin is a civil rights lawyer, and I reached out to him and I asked him which one. He's like, this one. So that's
awesome.
I wish they had a sexier name. It's a little hard to
maybe condense
promote.
It down a little bit.
The National Network of Abortion Funds is a little bit. I wish they had a little catchier name, but whatever. It's going to a good cause. I'm excited about that as well.
That's super dope. Malik, what about you? What are you excited for?
I'm excited for next weekend coming up. My little cousin is in town. She lives out of state somewhere. I should know where people live.
Nice.
But she's having her birthday, and so we're gonna go to this arcade/bar. I think it's called like Retro Games Arcade or something like that. Super dope. Have either of you been there?
No.
Or heard of it?
I haven't been to a barcade in forever.
So they have like every game system ever.
Okay.
Just like laid out, like maybe 4 or 5 per table. And you could just play all the games. I think you pay like $6 and you have access all night.
Fuck yeah.
Their drinks are pretty good. They didn't check my expired ID. Well, they checked.
Shout out.
Maybe I shouldn't have put them on blast. Like they did actually check my ID, and they told me I can't. So I didn't actually go there, unfortunately.
Wait, are you underage?
No, I just have an expired ID.
Oh yeah, the DMV is a bitch. It's open 2 days a week, and you got to go right at 8 a.m. And even if you go at 8 a.m., there's like 25 people waiting to get in, like concert tickets. It was insane. You should see my picture. It looks terrible, but it's a thing.
You look like you're in line at a concert. There's like tents and stuff.
It's the worst picture of me ever taken. Every time I have to hand it to somebody, I'm like, oh, don't judge me.
We'll have a picture of that down in the comments. No, that's dope. So you get to see your cousin. When was the last time you saw them?
The last time I seen her, damn, that was probably like at least a year.
Okay.
At least, probably a little more, but at least.
Okay. And is this like a family get together, or is this like exclusively friends?
Just me and her.
Okay, cool. No, that's super dope.
Yeah, we don't have friends.
Yeah. You have co-hosts, but that's pretty close to friends.
You know, it's funny. I used to make that joke a lot, and then I find myself defaulting to it sometimes. I'm like, nah, I actually have hella friends.
I actually do pretty good over here. Now that I think about it. No, that's dope. I'm excited that you get to spend some time with somebody who you haven't seen in a bit. That's always nice. That's always nice.
It's been like I haven't been as connected to family over the last year, so I've really been grateful for these little pockets of family time that I've been able to find.
For sure.
So yeah, shout out to family. If you get to see your folks, see them. Give them a freaking hug.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's solid advice. Solid advice.
Having too many friends is overrated because you can't. I've lived in this town too long, and every time I try to go somewhere to be alone and just write down notes and stuff, there's always someone I know, and they always want to talk to me, and it's really annoying.
They're like, hey, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I rode my bike all the way down to Oaks Park because I wanted to have me a solitary bike ride, and I just sit on the sand because I'm just sitting on the sand, and I'm literally like, right. So I was like, how are you, Emily? I'm like, God. Damn it. It's been like this the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Do you know how hard I tried to get away from you without even knowing that you were going to be here?
That's whenever, like we've said, it's like the opposite when you don't. Like that's when everyone wants to hang out with
exactly.
you.
Yeah. The second you stop looking for friends is the second all your friends hit you up and like, hey, how's it going?
At 110.
Yeah.
What are you excited for, Zane?
What am I excited for? Let's see. I am excited to have taken a break. I think that was very, very, very necessary. I'm excited to, get back to it. I think, in whatever capacity that means, whatever capacity that is, I just want to get back to doing things, and I want to get back to enjoying things. That is a very important part of that.
Yeah.
Doing things and enjoying things are not always the same thing.
No, you can start by enjoying small things like the shower, the first coffee in the morning. Just really appreciate and enjoy those.
Yeah.
And once you start doing that, it's easier to enjoy other things.
Yeah,
Get yourself a bike.
Get myself a bike. Oh man, I need a longboard. That's something that I used to do all the time. Is longboard.
I have the extra one.
Oh shit!
You want to
going for a ride after
take
this?
it? Yeah, take it home with you, man.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to just kind of just reapply myself. There's so many things that I enjoy doing, but there's things that I can't enjoy doing if I'm not taking care of myself. And yeah, I am so sick of talking about being burnt out. I could listen to the last 55 episodes. It's just like, I'm really tired, but I just don't know when to stop. And then I'm just like, I burned out a few years ago, but I'm sure it won't happen this time. And then it's like I find myself in the same exact spot. Like, what happened? So I really have no desire to really continue down that track. I want to do things that energize me. I want to do things that I'm passionate about. I want to do things that I'm excited to do. And yeah, there's going to be days that I'm not excited to do everything, but there are going to be. I want there to be more days that I'm excited to do something.
Yeah, me too. I want to be a nuclear fire,
Yeah. What's a nuclear fire? What is that?
I want to just be burning all the time.
I like that.
Can't burn out or fade away. You're just constantly on fire.
Yeah.
The eternal flame.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Olympics, right? That thing burns out. But yeah, I guess I'm just excited to have Amanda back next week. That'll be really cool. Get the whole crew back together. I'm excited to have you here. You're somebody who I've really just enjoyed as a comic, enjoyed as a person. You've been just super genuine and
thank you. This really excited my day.
Good.
Because I was feeling kind of bummed out and down on myself, and then you called me. So you never know where the day will take you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just, being open to new experiences, I think is going to be something that's going to, I think being open to experiences that I can't predict or control is going to be the thing that's going to give me a lot of my power back.
You got to play with life.
Yeah.
You got to do what you're excited for in the moment. You just do it.
Yeah. Well, and I think just a certain extent of I plan for things to go a certain way, and when they don't go a certain way, I'm just like, everything's wrong is happening, and it's just like, no, something different is happening, but not everything wrong is happening.
Yeah, this turned out okay.
Yeah, it turned out all right. Yeah, I mean, besides spilling water on ourselves, I think this went really well.
I think that added some.
Yeah.
I think that added some spice.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened. Well, I appreciate your optimism. It's very refreshing. But I mean, that's a perfect example. You could be upset that you spilled water on yourself, or you could just embrace that it happened and laugh about it.
Yeah. It was just on my bouncies. It didn't happen on any electric equipment.
Yeah. Had it happened on electric
bouncies.
equipment, it would have been a different conversation.
It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. No. But I definitely think that a lot of my problems come from just like, a belief that like something's going to happen a certain way. Like, I'm going to have a show and there's going to be no mistakes. I'm going to have I'm going to have a set. And I'm not going to forget any of my jokes. I'm going to write a song and all the words are just going to come to me. And when those things don't happen like that, then like my immediate reaction is just like, fuck, it's nothing's working. And it's like, I think just being able to, enjoy things in the way that they are working and allow them to possibly even work out better, I think is going to be
things
something.
will work out for you if you let them.
Yeah.
Even at the time, like my knee thing sucked. I used to be a killer roller skater, and it sucks not to be able to do that anymore and like be like somewhat crippled now. Like I can't get up, like I can't do a lot of things I used to do with this leg. But it also gave me the strength to be fine completely on my own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is huge. So I wouldn't be who I am right now if I didn't have to go through what I went through with that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And
everything kind of has a silver lining most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Some things just suck.
Some things do just suck, but sometimes things have a silver lining.
Yeah. Sometimes the only silver lining is that it's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking high. True dat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, dope. Well, that has been the smoke break, boys and girls. We did it. We did it. Another episode out. Episode 55.
Woo!
Yeah.
Did it. Yeah.
It's a character building episode.
Yeah. Exactly. It's this is the redemption arc. You have to have the like. All right. Here's the cutscene where he does a bunch of push-ups and tries to get better.
Yeah.
In our last 45 seconds, I have a knock joke.
Okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
A nigga who?
A nigga who? Who?
That's all.
Jesus.
Well, thank you for sticking around to the end of the episode. It's episode 56. Thank you so much for sticking around. It's not episode 55. I'm your host, your old pal Zane, here with Malik Rayshawn and Emily June.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
Okay.